From Cornwall to Caithness, Eddie Stobart's trucks traverse the country, hauling goods to every corner of the UK.
There's no room for mistakes.
Having conquered roads, the rail division hits the fast track, and London's Southend Airport is cleared for takeoff.
Have a great time.
Bye-bye.
Crossing borders in huge convoys, the truckers are advancing into Europe.
You don't get this driving up down the M6, the scenery around here is spectacular.
The journeys are getting tougher.
You're trying to charge on, you're trying to eat the miles.
Wetter.
It never rains, but it pours.
And even more challenging.
This is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be a nightmare.
Whether north or south, the pressure never stops.
It looks like the traffic's going to get worse. Here we go again. Cruise control on. Sit back, relax, passengers, enjoy the ride.
Coming up, Stobart's Mr. Ice Cool, Jimmy Callaghan, is pushed to the limit on one of Britain's most dangerous roads.
Have to keep our wits about us and watch out for black ice. Takes one slip and you're off.
It's an eye-watering load for trucker Ashley Maddocks when he opens up his trailer.
All I can smell is pollen. If I come out blind with my eyes all puffed up, that's the problem.
Tramper Mark Dixon turns sailor boy on a jaunt across the Thames.
I'm going to go on a ferry, get my duty frees. I get all excited.
And trucking love is in the air as a brand new Stobart fire engine rings motormad Mick Leach's bell.
We need wireless on and all that, don't we?
Since the 1970s, the Stobart fleet have been a familiar sight on Britain's roads, clocking up over 200 million miles per year. That's equivalent to travelling to the moon and back every day. Taking it all in his professional stride is ex-serviceman Jimmy Callaghan.
Nothing phases me. As long as it's on time, that's all I'm bothered about.
43-year-old day driver Jimmy's no stranger to challenging road conditions.
You've always got to constantly be on the lookout for something. You've got to read the road ahead of you all the time.
It's 4 a.m. on Easter weekend, and while the rest of the country is expecting sunshine, up at the Widnes depot, it's a freezing start. Jimmy's just arrived to pick up his job sheet for the day.
Morning. Yeah, all done.
No problems? Sorry.
Well, there's going to be problems, like, but... Right, I will do. See you later. Ta-da.
After seeing where he's headed, Jimmy's not looking forward to the day ahead.
On the weather last night, snow is about that deep. And then over from Buxton, we've got to go over to Stoke, which is over the top of the Peak District. God knows what the snow and weather's going to be like up there. God knows. See when we get there.
With the freezing temperatures, there's no hanging around.
At least my cab's nice and warm.
He needs to deliver 14 kgs of chilled goods and must get a move on to make his first drop just after 7.
We'll take that with a pinch of salt, depending on the weather, like. Just have to see how it goes.
As he heads out towards the A53, one of the most dangerous roads in Britain due to its sharp bends, this trucker's looking for encouragement.
Wish me luck. Right. The adventure begins.
Today, Jimmy will be driving 78 miles over some of the highest roads in the UK. His first drop is a 54-mile leg down to Buxton in the Peak District. Then it's a 24-mile drive south over the high peaks to Mere Hay in Staffordshire for his second drop. It should be a routine run, but today won't be straightforward.
On an ordinary day, I wouldn't take nothing of it. But after the TV pictures yesterday, even snowplow was in the ditch. That's how bad it is.
Jimmy's under pressure. Nevertheless, he's confident his 44-foot Arctic will see him through.
We're lucky in these things because we've got a night heater in the bed. But people in cars who are not prepared for it. You know, it's not the place to be on top of the peaks. Freezing your nuts off.
With today's load, Jimmy's truck and trailer weighs around 25 tons, so he'll be relying on all of his 13 years' experience on icy roads.
If it's icy and whatever, you just got to go as slow as you can, by hook or by crook. We'll get there.
As the sun rises, Jimmy presses on, and from the M60 near Manchester, he spots the first sign of tough driving ahead.
See the snow on the hills? Well, that's where we're going. We've got to cross them.
Due at his drop in an hour, he leaves the motorway for 20 miles of A roads to Buxton, knowing he's got the biggest test to come.
That's it now. End of the motorways. This is where the fun will start to begin.
Fortunately, the snowplows have been through already. But hauling a 34-foot trailer, the trucker can't afford to make any mistakes.
Going around loads of sharp bends, you've just got to keep to the speed.
With the outside temperature hovering around freezing, it isn't long before Jimmy spots something worrying.
Just black ice on the road. No need to rush. I'd sooner get there in one piece than not get there at all.
Almost impossible to see, black ice is one of the most dangerous road hazards for drivers.
You feel it right at the wheels turning, we're slipping on the ice. So's that car in front of me.
This tricky stretch is demanding all his concentration. He stealthily guides his truck through the ice without a slip. Other drivers are not so lucky.
There's one car abandoned, slipped.
A few more minutes of tough driving, and Jimmy makes it to the relative safety of Buxton.
There's no way you'd have made it through there yesterday.
It's 7:45 and he's at his first drop, load intact, and only 25 minutes behind schedule.
So there's our shop. We've had one little wheel spin on black ice. And now we're absolutely, what they call in the trade, buggered.
As Jimmy turns in, a tanker is offloading, so he'll have to park up and wait until it's finished.
I don't think this shop would have got any deliveries yesterday, none whatsoever. So now it's getting its petrol delivery, it's getting its fresh delivery off me. Looks like the bread man's just pulled in. Everywhere you go, you've got to wait your turn.
After a half-hour wait, the tanker heads off, and Jimmy gets dressed for Siberia.
My hat's come out of hibernation. It's freezing out here.
But before he can park up, he's got to reverse into position.
I just don't want to block these cars in. I don't want to be hitting the back of that bump with the back of my trailer.
The savvy Scouser edges in cautiously. Then it's on with the drop.
Morning. So what was it like yesterday? Any deliveries?
Late.
Nothing? Very late.
Yeah.
Jimmy cracks on with the standard roll cage unload. 30 minutes later, he's back in the cab.
One down.
It's almost 9 and Jimmy's behind schedule, and he's still got to cover 24 miles on the toughest part of his journey. A drive over the snow-covered high peaks on the tight bends of one of Britain's most dangerous roads.
It's when we get out on the real country road, it's the road conditions that we're concerned about.
With black ice in his path, he's about to be tested to the max.
The best is yet to come.
Coming up, will tramper Ashley Maddocks keep his cool with the drop-off from hell?
I ain't got time to mess around like this because it's now 4 o'clock. I've been here since 3:15. I haven't got a bloody stillage off yet.
And can Jimmy dodge dangerous drivers on a frozen hill pass?
You wouldn't be speeding on the road like this. It takes one slip and you're off.
An Eddie Stobart vehicle makes a delivery every 20 seconds. Each year, their truckers transport 100,000 pallets of homeware goods from plants to picnic tables. Its legion of 3,300 drivers includes tramper and DIY nut Ashley Maddocks.
So it's foot to the floor and just hope the motorway's nice and clear. I've got my fingers crossed that everything's going to go like clockwork.
Delivering a full load of 32 pallets of home store goods, Ashley's hoping not to come unstuck today.
I try and remain laid back. Once you start stressing, the job becomes more difficult.
It's 10 a.m. at the Crick depot, and Ashley's truck's getting cleaned ready for the day ahead, but he's already behind schedule.
Unfortunately, we've lost about an hour this morning already, just waiting for this to turn up and getting this scrubbed off a bit. We've got a bit of a collection of dead flies on the front.
Sensible Mr. Maddocks is putting safety first, even though today's going to be tighter than 2 coats of paint.
That's me done now. Nice clean truck. We can see through the window, so it's off for me now.
Today's journey will take Ashley 209 miles north for his first drop in Barrow-in-Furness, before he trucks 34 miles northeast to Kendal. After that, it's another 49 miles to the depot in Carlisle. With his 54-foot truck and trailer all spick and span, Ashley's flying up the M6.
We're on cruise control, foot to the floor, no hold-ups. We're all happy.
But he's barely in 6th gear before a call from the office throws a spanner in the works.
A slight change of plan. Apparently, because we've got open bookings on these 2 home-based stores, the second one would rather we got there a bit earlier because the first drop can take their delivery later.
This means Ashley will now head to Kendal first and Barrow-in-Furness second. But there's an added complication.
Because for some reason, where they've changed the work around now from Kendal being first, Barrow second, he's wiped my Isotrack clean, so I've got no delivery addresses.
Ashley's Isotrack stores addresses and plots routes. It also lets his planners pinpoint him at any time. The Welsh Wizard is the first to admit addresses aren't his strong point.
Once I come off the motorway and you send me into a town centre, the old grey matter shuts down. I have been known to drive around like an idiot looking for places, but usually 9 times out of 10 is because the address on the Isotrack is wrong.
Sounds like a workman blaming his tools. Mr. Sensible takes his legal break and waits for the addresses. But there's always time for the fan club.
You get this all the time, don't you?
Oh, it's a pleasure, it is. You can never meet enough nice people.
All in a day's work. Back on the M6 with his addresses confirmed, Ashley ponders how his fans help to lighten his load.
Somebody takes time to come up to you and have a chat with you. It makes it a good day. I gotta be honest, I've never ever met a bad one. Never.
With the traffic on his side, Ashley spends the next 2 hours with his foot to the floor.
Just hope when we get there now, get these curtains open, I'm going to hang about and just hope there's a quick tip.
It's almost 3, and Ashley arrives in Kendal bang on schedule. Driving through the quaint old town, he starts to wax lyrical.
Tell me about these old towns like this. I find them quite relaxing and quite, make you quite chilled out, actually. You know, just an air of about you. If I took a wrong turn in and got stuck, then it might not be so tranquil, but something about areas like this, especially up north for me, I really do find it puts you in a completely different mood altogether. You know, I am a tree and mountain person, me.
While Ashley gets in touch with his inner roots, there's also the matter of a tricky parking space to negotiate. He must turn his truck 180 degrees within inches of the fence in the depot. But he hasn't left himself enough room and has to reverse to give it another go. Adjusting the angle, he pulls the truck round with expert precision.
Well, I know they said it was tight. It even made my back ache, that did. God! Hey, it's a good job I'm built for speed and not comfort.
Then it's time to offload.
Right, stillages with plants on.
But there's a setback.
It's going to be a joke, this is. Problem is, I can't get inside the trailer so you can take it off with a forklift truck.
As the deliveries were switched, the plants for the next drop are in the way. They'll have to come off first and then be reloaded. All of this is taking up valuable time Ashley doesn't have.
At the moment, the tranquil settings of Kendal are temperatures are rising. It's getting hotter by the minute.
Looks like the mountain man is about to turn volcanic.
I ain't got time to mess around like this because it's now 4 o'clock. I've been here since 3:15. I haven't got a bloody stillage off yet. Be lucky if I get out of here by 5 o'clock. 3/4 of an hour to Barrowing Furnace.
What should be a straightforward drop has turned into a nightmare.
Never mind.
Find out later if Ashley's day from hell gets any rosier when the plants come off. 105 miles south, day driver Jimmy Callaghan is battling nature of a different kind on a treacherous drive through freak Easter snow in the Peak District. He's covering 24 miles to drop 6 kgs of chilled goods, and freezing temperatures are pushing him to the limit.
You feel it right at the wheels turning, we're slipping on the ice.
It's 8:30 a.m. and Jimmy's heading onto the A53, one of Britain's most dangerous single-carriage roads with sharp bends at every turn.
That's it, now we're into it. Just have to keep our wits about us and watch out for black ice. Just going around these bends.
The trucker must use all his skill and concentration to get the truck and its load safely along this difficult pass.
See the black ice in the middle of the road? And he's just gone right through, that's a slow down, see? You wouldn't be speeding on the road like this. It takes one slip and you're off. You'd sooner get there alive, wouldn't you, than not get there at all.
Jimmy might not be in a rush, but others clearly are.
They are barely scraping past me. You can spot the black ice so you can act, or react, should say, accordingly. You know, if you've seen it, you slow down before you go and hit it, because it only takes it and you're gone.
Although he's over an hour and a half late for his drop, this wise sage takes it slow and steady, determined not to slip up.
You could lose control of it, couldn't you? You could end up with a big pile-up, if you're not, especially on a single carriageway load like this.
He skillfully steers the truck to lower ground.
We're over the worst of it. A few dodgy moments, like with cars overtaking you.
Jimmy's expert driving finally sees him through the freakish Easter weather and back into sunshine. He reaches his drop load intact, only to be faced with another tricky manoeuvre.
Once you start turning the corner, you can't see the back end of your trailer in the big mirror, but I can still see it in my little mirror.
The ice-cool trucker can't believe the change in weather. Now he's down from the peaks.
Our last drop, the winter hat was out. Coat was zipped right up, freezing cold. And only our second drop, and the sun was cracking the flags. Absolutely amazing. Great British weather for you.
Back in the sun, snowflake-free, he's met by shop staff who are looking forward to Easter.
Morning. Hello. Got your Easter hats on, I see.
Thank you.
Getting in the Easter spirit? Yeah. Is right.
The drop is straightforward, but it isn't the delivery Jimmy's got his mind on.
Cheer yourself.
Oh, yes. Why not? Why not? It'll do for me.
That's one Easter bunny Mere Hay's never seen before. And as he shuts up the truck,
Was the one done?
there's still one thing left to do.
See you again. Do you want your ears back? Give them to one of the kids.
As Jimmy motors out of the garage and onto the next part of his journey, he reflects on his epic adventure.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a crazy day, hasn't it? My very first drop, snow and ice, and my Ferry yacht. Second drop, sun is cracking the flags, and Ferry is. What's going on there?
Hoping the furry headgear's safely stowed away till next winter, it's time for this Easter bunny to hop off.
That's it, job's a good one. Home, James. OK, James, let's go home.
200 miles south, enjoying the London sunshine, another Easter bunny is expecting problems of a different kind on his run today.
Traffic's traffic. If you don't like traffic, don't become a trucker, you know, because at the end of the day, welcome to Britain.
34-year-old cheeky chappie Mark Dixon's no stranger to attention in his job and always aims to look his best.
With all the publicity I get and the things I've got to go and do, then I do try and make myself look good.
And with looks this sharp, he's met all sorts.
I've had female kind with skirts flashing their underwear and stuff at me, and I find that quite amusing.
It's 9:30 a.m. and Mark's already done his first drop. He's picking up a loaded trailer for his next delivery of soft drinks in Beckton. Then it's off to the office for a bit of banter.
Always good to see him here, you know.
It's like a family when I come here, innit?
Oh, yeah, it's always happy.
Don't get me pocket money, though. I just get stupid paperwork.
But even a superstar needs to wet his whistle.
You got any bottles of water? Go on, then. I'll have one. One foot road. Have you got cold water? Yeah, cold water, mate. Take care. Lovely seeing you.
See you later, Mark. See you later, Mark.
Have a good Easter. I hope the buddy comes. I hope you get your eggs.
Today, Mark's delivering 26 pallets to warehouses around London. His route will take him from the Britvic depot in Beckton to his first drop, 9 miles southeast across the Thames to Erith in Kent. From here, it's back to Beckton again to load up before heading 106 miles north to Lutterworth in Leicestershire. Mark hits the tarmac by 10:30, expecting a busy journey ahead.
You know, you go to London, you're guaranteed you're going to see brake lights everywhere you go. We all love a bit of traffic, don't we?
But incredibly, the first 12 miles of roads are clear. And to stay ahead of the game, he's come up with a nifty plan.
There's a little boat that goes across the Thames. As long as it's working, we're all right. I'm going to go on a ferry, get my duty frees.
With luck on his side, Mark will save Stobart time and money.
The way I'm going now, I'm only 7 miles away from my delivery. If I went round the M25, I'd probably do about 30 miles, so obviously I'm burning more fuel.
He takes a gamble on the boat.
You can see there's not even a queue.
And it pays off.
I've probably saved the company about an hour there just by taking a chance and going over the ferry. Can I have my bonus now, please?
All aboard, and a trip on the boats turned him into a little lad again.
I get all excited.
Opened in 1889, the Woolwich Ferry service operates 3 boats at a cost of £8 million a year. Each vessel is licensed to carry 304 passengers and fully loaded weighs around 738 tonnes. It's free to cross and a single journey takes 5 minutes. Between them, the 3 ferries move 1.1 million vehicles a year. Crossing the high seas, well, the Thames, he can see other benefits to a boat ride.
Why drive all that way round when I can sit and do nothing? I still to this day find it quite amazing that you just hop on a ferry and hop off.
Moments later, and this sailor boy is back on terra firma. With traffic-free roads, he arrives at his drop an hour ahead of schedule.
That has got to be the easiest delivery drive I've ever done. Ugh.
So there's plenty of time to catch up with the fans.
I put on Twitter that I'm on this draw something, and people just send me drawings, and you got to guess what they are. I think it's funny. Playing someone called Lindsay at the minute, and, well, blatantly, she's just drawn a shower. So you're right at the bottom. Shower! And then it's my turn. Things you do, It's hard being a lorry driver, you know.
But there's no time for this Picasso to finish his latest etching. The warehouse forklift is now ready for him to unload. Then it's time to hit the road.
Another delivery done. Another one bites the dust. I can't believe how well today's going, to be fair.
A 15-minute jaunt back on the ferry, a 10-minute run up the traffic-free A13, the trucker's at Beckton in record time to pick up his final load. And with 9,000 bottles of pop safely on board,
Traffic was on my side today.
one happy trucker hits the road for his last drop.
Advantage Mark Dixon.
Coming up, tramper Ashley Maddocks gets more than he bargained for in the back of his truck.
What I thought was going to be a nice leisurely day is actually turning into a bit of a bloody head-banging situation.
And Stobart's Southend Airport fire crew are in for a treat as they get a brand new truck.
Right, bump and rolls engaged.
Eddie Stobart deliver 100,000 pallets of home store goods a year, stocked with everything from radiators to roses.
There we go.
In Kendal, tramper Ashley Maddocks is on his first delivery. But with lost addresses, switched drop-offs and a trailer full of plants, he's having the day from hell. It's 4:30 and he's due in Barrow-in-Furness, 33 miles away in half an hour. And to top it all, his load is giving him more than a headache.
All I can smell is pollen. And I'm not joking now. Yesterday I woke up yesterday morning, my eye was glued together and swollen out there with a really bad case of hay fever. Oh, that's all I can taste. If I come out blind with my eyes all puffed up, that's the problem.
It's a nightmare delivery for a trucker with hay fever.
What I thought was going to be a nice leisurely day is actually turning into a bit of a bloody head-banging situation, but hey, providing he drives that forklift like Speedy Gonzales, I'll be happy. You ready then, mate?
The forklift driver takes each cage of plants off the truck. But with the clock ticking, things aren't happening quickly enough for Ashley, who's due at his next drop in Barrow, 33 miles away.
My newfounded mate Speedy Gonzales said on the forklift truck is just decided now he's going to check off what we've just delivered. I would have liked to have, you know, strapped it all in whilst he was checking it off, but thank God his pansies and his begonias are there. Whew.
With time running out, the Welsh Wizard's really feeling the pressure.
I'm sweating here like a good one. This is proper sweat, this is. I might be forced to use a shower later. My wife will never believe me. She thinks I only have a shower on the weekend when I get home.
The forklift driver gets the final cages back on the truck. Ashley's ready to hit the road, but his streaming eyes have got him doubled up.
You're right. I'm that tired and sweating that much, I'm seeing double now. I have to take a second look a minute. Hang on a minute, something wrong here. The hay fever's kicked in. You twins? Yeah. Yeah?
It's not every day the trucker meets double the fans, and it isn't clear who's the more starstruck.
Any chance I could have a picture with you in front of my truck?
Oh, yeah.
Do you don't mind, do you? It's just not very often you go somewhere and think you're seeing double, so... Oh, lovely job.
With another photo call done, it's back to business.
Thank you very much, OK?
Bye.
All right, bye.
But Ashley's not looking good for the drive down to Barrow.
I literally burn in here now after finishing that. Between the pollen and the sweat, my nose is all bunged up. But it'll sort itself out in a minute. Go.
Finally, with only 4 hours drive time left, he hits the road. Straight into rush hour.
This time of night, everybody's leaving work, so roads are getting busy. But they know we're coming the other end, so they said they'll hang on for us.
Fortunately, the hold-up doesn't last long, and on clear roads, Ashley's optimism returns.
It's the open road now, most of the way to Barrow. If he stays like this, we'll make good time.
It's 6:30. The trucker's at his drop an hour and a half late, but he can't find the home store.
Do I go past it? Or on the back of it? I'm going to go on the back of it.
His gamble pays off, and he's in the right place.
This looks favourable, and there's a bit more room than the last store. And, hey, they're on the ball, they're waiting for us. There's a gentleman. Look at that. He'll be shaking his head in a minute. What's up, you call this?
Ashley gets parked without any problems this time, and it's on with the delivery. But something's caught his beady eye.
Mum's just warning me off, but we got a couple of young uns just nesting in the top of this pallet. Looks like a pallet of peat or something, but...
Forgetting he's in a rush, Ashley's gone all nature watch.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they've not got another nest in the top of this pallet here as well. Do you normally get your product tied up by...
rats.
Yeah. They go for you if you go too near.
Yeah,
I can well imagine.
Before the Welsh Wizard turns into Bill Oddie completely, he remembers he's on a tight deadline and gets on with the job.
Jobs are good, straightforward. No swappy stock around, moving this, moving that, takes them off, put it back on.
A few minutes later, and with his hay fever no worse, the drop-off's complete.
Just a me favourite one, now the last one, that's come off. So we get on our way back to Carlisle.
Motoring out of the home store for the run to Carlisle, Ashley's only got 2 hours of legal driving time left. Fortunately, Lady Luck is on his side and he flies up clear motorway. With the sun going down, it's a race to the finish.
It's been a really long day, but we got through it. We basically got 35 minutes duty time left and 23 miles to go, so...
With his pedal to the metal, Ashley aims to reach the Carlisle depot in the nick of time.
When you're down to 10 minutes to get parked up, you want to listen to fast music. Music that makes you drive quickly, but legally.
It's a close call, but an exhausted Ashley parks up with only 9 minutes of legal driving time left.
Job done. Thank heavens for that.
Lost addresses, switched drop-offs, hay fever and seagulls. The Welsh Wizard's glad this is one day that's finally behind him. Covering 200 million miles a year on Britain's roads is only the start of Stobart's achievements. Ambitions are now sky high. In 2008, Stobart bought London Southend Airport in Essex. Now running over 80 flights a week, that's a lot of people using the runway.
We believe within the first year we will hopefully get up to 1 million passengers. Eventually, we hope to get up to about 2.
And with such a busy airport, you need state-of-the-art fire trucks to respond to any incident within 2 minutes. Safety is a premium, so Stobart are investing in brand new machines.
It's really just to go with the business development and the needs of the airport as it grows.
Today, Fire Station Manager Dave Young is visiting the manufacturer to oversee the testing stage.
This is the first time you've seen it finished?
Production Director Kevin Sedgwick is hoping Dave will sign off the trucks if today's tests go well. This custom-made beauty, worth almost £250,000, is designed and manufactured by Scania and Anglico. The cab can accommodate 5 firefighters and is fitted with a joystick control for the water monitors. A bit like playing a video game and just as easy to use. The fire engine's tank holds a whopping 8,000 litres of water, enough to fill 100 bathtubs. She pumps out 4,000 litres a minute and can reach her target from as far away as 67 metres. A bumper-mounted monitor, or cannon, sprays water on fires close to the truck and can also be used to put out fuel fires with foam. Fully loaded, this state-of-the-art fire truck weighs 26 tonnes. With Dave's checks around the truck complete, it's straight on to the fun part.
So let's fire away.
First, they must check the hoses work under different water pressures.
Hey, I go to 40.
The revs of the engine increase the flow from low to high pressure. Next up, it's the showpiece, firing water from the monitors on the roof and bumper.
And then we'll go to the roof monitor, and then we'll just show you what the roof monitor can do.
OK, sounds good.
The impressive roof monitor can tackle fires up to 220 feet away.
Happy so far, Dave?
Fantastic.
With the water systems all passing muster, it's time to bring on the foam.
Another great demonstration, to be honest, Kev. Well done.
Nice little foam coming through on that one as well. Yeah, good.
Happy all the truck's features are working correctly, Dave gets behind the wheel to give it a test drive. And he's impressed.
Fantastic drive, comfortable.
Then it's time for the pièce de résistance, checking the truck's pump and roll capabilities.
Right, pump and roll's engaged.
This enables the vehicle to move and spray water at different angles at the same time.
Then we'll release the roof monitor. Dave, if you can bring the bumper monitor in now. That seem all right?
Fantastic, yeah.
Good.
Kevin's even had a special request from the local rugby club.
They've asked if we have any water left, could we just spray a little bit on the pitch because it's been a few good few dry days. We've agreed to do it and we're going to water it.
The final whistle blows on a successful day.
Thanks for bright eye.
Brilliant. It's been very, very nice to work with you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Dave.
Coming up, motor mad Mick Leach feels the heat, delivering Stobart's latest piece of kit.
A little bit nervous. Last thing I don't want to do is write this one off.
And there's the sound of trucking love in the air.
I just want to show you what this beast can do, like, you know what I mean?
With thousands of trailers, containers and curtain siders, Eddie Stobart always had the right gear for the job. In 2008, they bought London Southend Airport. And to meet passenger safety requirements, they're now adding 2 custom-built fire trucks to their stockpile of kit.
Investment in new fire trucks is extremely important to help us to effectively carry out our tasks.
A month since the trucks were tested and Stobart's monster machines are finally ready. Driver-trainer Mick Leach is heading up to the factory to collect one of the gleaming new trucks for delivery to Southend.
It does take a certain person to be a trucker. First of all, he's got to love driving. It's always a big plus, isn't it?
In his 15 years with Stobart, driver-trainer Mick's transported everything from polo horses to rail cars. So he's a happy bunny. Today's delivery won't be run-of-the-mill.
To make something float me board, it has to be a special bit of kit now, i.e. customised a little bit, and a special trailer, if you like.
Motor Mad Mick's in for a treat, as £250,000 fire truck Amelia Rose is as customised as they come. But even he's concerned about hauling this special load.
Well, we've been told it's about 14.5 tonne, which isn't too bad. So the weight isn't going to be a major issue, but it's the size of it. How wide is it? Is it going to overhang either side? How tall is it? Are we going to fit under bridges?
To get over any problems, Mick will be using a 24-tonne low loader to pull the truck. This powerful workhorse is capable of carrying up to 65 tonnes, equivalent to 4 London buses. Keen to crack on, Mick checks out the fire truck and seems impressed.
It's a weapon, isn't it? Absolute weapon. I think we could put this on the front of the truck and put the old one on the back.
At 26 tonnes fully loaded, the fire truck might well be able to tow his low loader. Like a kid in a candy store, he can't help having a quick peek inside.
Tell you what, wouldn't it be good if that was a joystick to drive it, so...
Back to business. It's time to load this monster machine.
The fire engine itself will have to come up. And then, as you can see, well, it's the width of a truck, which is the trailer's the width of a truck, so we've nothing to play with. There's no room either side at all.
It's going to be a difficult balancing act. The veteran trucker's feeling the heat.
A little bit nervous. Last thing I don't want to do is write this one off.
Rain has made the ground wet and he must go steady. A heavy hand on the steering wheel and the truck's wheels might slip. Moments later, he's done it in one go.
Looks good, doesn't it? That's all right, it's going to go and change my underwear now.
The first part of the job's completed successfully, but it's far from his only worry.
You leave handbrake on, Mick?
Hey, I'll check that now, he said that.
Works every time, that, doesn't it?
Mick must ensure the 26-ton fire truck is suitably buckled up for the ride. Then he double-checks the height won't be a problem.
Yeah, go for it.
15 foot 3.
The truck must be under 16 feet, the legal height limit, or it won't fit under many bridges and needs a special permit to travel on public roads. Happy his load isn't too high, the trucker heads off. But he's barely out of the yard when he meets his first hurdle.
We got a tight left turn, and obviously this trailer that we got on isn't the best at turning, he doesn't really like it.
Mick spots a gap in the traffic and pulls off a sharp 180-degree turn. Then he hits the road for the 5-hour journey south. From Batley, Mick's driving 220 miles down motorway and A roads all the way to Southend Airport in Essex. It's 12 o'clock, and with clear roads, this expert trucker's in good time. Nevertheless, his heavy load is making it difficult to steer a steady course.
She's fishtailing every now and again, which isn't pleasant. But yeah, she's fine. You know what I mean? The old girl's pulling well.
Even a slight uneven distribution of weight will cause the trailer to move from side to side, or fishtail. Mick must go carefully and keep his speed down, or the trailer could go one way and his truck the other.
It's great to have something different on the back. It's great to have a challenge, and you know what I mean? It's all down to your strapping and your dimensions, your height, your weight, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more to think about. But at the end of the day, it's still on the trailer.
Confident and in control, Mick makes light work of the journey, and heading off the M25 gets into the London spirit.
So we're down London, mate. See how smoke.
He's only 5 miles from his drop, but the traffic started to pile up. Mick's having trouble finding the airport.
Should we go back to that roundabout and check it again? We're just trying to find the airport, really. Just not right 100%, so we're just going to backtrack back to the original roundabout where we turned off and just have a look at the signs in case we've just detoured off a bit and so. It's all a challenge. That's what it is. It's all a challenge. That's what we enjoy.
A few more minutes, and the trucker's luck takes a turn for the better.
London Southend there, look. Cargo entrance. I'm all for that then, I'm all for that.
He arrives at the airport and is met by firefighter Carl Hudson, who's got a treat in store.
Bring her in and then we can have a little run up and down, then we have a little drive. Just don't get to drive a proper truck all that time.
It's not every day Mick gets to test drive what he's delivering.
Don't scratch it and don't go over the red line at the end.
Quick as a flash, he's raring to go.
All right then.
Carl joins him in the cab.
A big boy? All right, mate, you. Hey, there we go, look. See, that's the thing we need, isn't it? Can we thrash it about a bit? Like
we can have a steady drive.
A steady?
Yeah,
No,
I don't want you breaking it.
Well, I just want to show you what this thing beast can do, like, you know what I mean? Right, come on, we need wireless on and all that, don't we?
Fireman Mick's like a kid with a new toy.
Now, unfortunately, Mick, if you just stop by the bit here...
Is that it?
That's it. I'm going to have to take it in. So, if you'd like to hand over the keys to me...
As far as all my fun.
Thank you very much.
Have fun.
Yeah, I will.
Enjoy it.
Time to hand over the hose to the pros.
Cheers, old boy. Thank you very much.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, I will.
As Mick heads off, the Southend crew christen their brand new baby in true fireman style. Next time on Eddie Stobart Trucks and Trailers, will mother trucker Fiona Saltchak get her run done in time to make her own personal pickup?
I have one stroppy little 7-year-old stood outside the school gates all on her own.
The Stobart rail team tackle a tricky train track above the M6 motorway.
Obviously, we don't want to cause any accidents with any debris falling on the main road.
And tramper Ashley Maddocks has a life-saving load.
Even if they turn and says, Ash, you've got to take it to Africa, or just keep going with it.